Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead coming to you from my dining room. This video isn't a video about what's going on. It's not a rant. It's not a how-to video. I'm going to share a quilt design with you that I designed in my head for years before I put it together with fabric. But I want to give you a history first before I show it to you and where it's going to be. It's going to hang on the wall in the dining room because it's not something I actually want used. So I want it used. I just don't want it used as a quilt because, you know, it took me a long time to come up with a design. When I was 12, we moved to a little town called Apsley, Ontario. And right off the highway, the turn into Apsley, Ontario was a little house. You go over the bridge and there was a little house on the left. And it had a sign for cross-country ski. I think it was cross-country ski trail permits. And another sign that said, the wool shop. And I would go in. I went to buy some yarn one day. And this woman only sold beehive. She sold beautiful, beautiful yarn. And the cool thing was, as you walked into her front door, and you only walked in when the open sign was hung on the screen door. And you walked in, and on the left was her living room, and on the right was her wool shop. And all it was a one-time dining room that had been 3 walls. Yeah, 3 walls were made up of probably 12 or 16 by 16 wooden pine cubby holes and yarn. Just yarn, rainbows and rainbow colors like of beehive yarn. And I didn't know then how to put into words what I'm going to say right now. And that is, I'm a color junkie. I love color. I love colors. Don't ask me what my favorite color is because the only answer you'll get is purple, but I love all color. So I would go in that shop and buy yarn just to be in there. It was almost as if all those colors gave off its own energy wavelength or something. I don't know. But years and years and years and years and years and years later, when I started making quilts and when I started following patterns for quilts, I came up with an idea. And I took a split rail fence block, not a Roman road, but a split rail fence block. And I made, 4 of them and I put them together and then blah, 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 blah. And I made a quilt top called the Wool Shop. And not too many people have seen it actually, but it's going to hang on my dining room wall as soon as I have it quilted, because right now it's just the top. So let me show it to you. This is my quilt top called the Wool Shop. And this is what reminded me of her shelves, because she would have all the balls of yarn in, so you would see the end where, where you would pull the yarn out of the center. But that's it. That's my quilt. And if you look real close, even the fabric that makes up the shelves has a wood grain on it. I hunted high and low on eBay for that fabric. What do you think, folks? Now, it's not centered on the wall, and it's not high enough, but when it's all quilted, I'm going to put a pocket for a rod on the back so that it can be hung right up closer to the ceiling and more centered on the wall. I dedicated this to one very wonderful, lovely lady named Barb Johnson of the Apsley Wool Shop. Wherever you are today, Barb, be it in heaven or otherwise, your wool shop inspired me. This is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying, I hope something inspires you to create something that you feel is beautiful. Take care. Bye-bye.